But which 7 will miss out? Now, in the break, you wrote your 7 down. You only got 6. I wrote my 7 down. I only got 6, which is bizarre.
It's tough. It's really tough.
Who have you got? Who's missing out?
So listen, this is unfortunate because it's. Listen, I've been in this situation where I've been, left out.
Have you?
You know I have.
Yeah, I did know that. How were you told?
By phone.
Who's that?
Capello and Seven.
Did you have? Was it? You had their numbers in your phone?
No, it come up like private number, but you're waiting for it. I'm sitting there. You sit there and wait for it.
Right. So what was that? Tell me one at a time. Tell me Capello first. Which was first?
Sven was first. He said, "Hi Darren, how you doing? Sven here. You've had a very good season, but unfortunately, I'm not going to take you. Keep working hard and see you soon." That blunt. And Fabio was pretty much.
What did you say?
Went,
sorry. What? I'll just do some toast. What did you say?
I just went, "Okay, thank you." That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, and then the exact same before. It's the exact same as it was before.
Really? So it's almost like a script they've got.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
And they didn't give you time to speak.
No reasons or anything. No.
That must be terrible. And for which one of those, and maybe it was both, maybe it was none, did you think you were nailed on certainty?
Well, do you know, I didn't think I was a nailed on certainty for either. Even though, as I said, I'd scored, what is it? Let me think if I did the maths here.
Do you want me to help? Do you want me to take a shot for you?
No.
I hope the answer's small, like 7.
47 goals in their 2 seasons leading up to them.
Right.
22 the first one. Yeah. 25 the second.
And it took you that long to work out 22?
Yes. Yeah.
And 25.
Do you know what? The first one hurt.
Right.
But the second one...
Who were you playing for at the time?
Charlton.
Right. And do you think that was one of the reasons? Had you been playing for a big head?
Well, potentially. It could be happening again this season because look at Patrick Bamford. Has been absolutely outstanding now. You can't give me a genuine reason why he shouldn't be in the squad.
No, you're right.
The only English centre forward that finished above him was Kane. So if we're picking players, and he ended the season well, Bamford as well. Yeah. So if we're picking players on form, you give me another reason why.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, I agree.
But then people go, "But Calvin Phillips is in the squad." But it's different. The positions on the pitch is different. But the second time, I would just like, okay, fair enough.
Okay, do you think then the England manager should be picking his England squad on merit, on who's been playing well, or who he fancies to do a job?
A little bit of both. Surely you've got... I get it. There's certain players in the squad that maybe haven't been up to standard recently, but you know what they can do in terms of, like, you've seen it before, you know what to expect from them, and they can all of a sudden get hot and turn it on. But there's got to be some element of the squad where you want to take people that are going into major tournaments firing. Do you know what I mean? Like playing really well, taking that kind of momentum quality into the tournament.
Okay, let's go through our 6 and 7. So we've both agreed on the goalkeeper, Ramsdale's.
Yeah, it's harsh. Just because of Pickford, we know Sam Johnson's been outstanding.
Who'd you start?
I think I'm going Dean Henderson to start.
Are you?
Yeah, I am. But then Pickford's never let Gareth Southgate down. And the way England play, Pickford's extraordinary with his feet. Like he can play with his feet. So Ramsdale, unfortunately, would be the one.
We both picked James Ward-Prowse.
No, we haven't. I haven't got Ward-Prowse. I've not taken him out of mine.
I've taken him out. This is, by the way, this is not who I think I would take out. This is who I think Southgate would drop.
So I've gone Saka.
Right, so have I.
Unfortunately, he's been brilliant for Arsenal as well. It's hurt me that having to take him out, but got to be.
But they're in the group he's with forwards. You've got other players like obviously Harry Kane, Phil Foden, Marcus Rashford, Jack Grealish, Raheem Sterling, Jadon Sancho, so and Mason Greenwood. So there's such big names ahead of him.
See, I've gone. Do you know? I might have to have a change here.
I've gone Godfrey and White.
See, I've got them too. Godfrey's been brilliant this season. So's Ben White, to be fair.
Yeah.
Godfrey's got that kind of versatility. But I've gone Trent as well.
Well, you think that's who?
I wouldn't leave him out.
I mean, that'd be a travesty, wouldn't it?
But I think Gareth, you listen to where Gareth speaks about him, I think you start looking at who he's in competition with. Now, he's ended the season really well.
Yeah.
Now, we saw arguably 2 of England's best right-backs on display on Saturday. Kyle Walker, I think he's number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Reece James was brilliant at the weekend.
He was brilliant. He had what's the name in his pocket.
And Kieran Trippier's just won La Liga.
Yeah.
So and Gareth's already spoke about Trent and maybe he could play in midfield and all this. So I'm thinking, So I think Trent might be the one that gets left out.
See, when you say it like that, it's difficult to form an argument as to why he should take all 4. He has to take Walker. Yeah. I agree with you. I think that's his number 1. You can't leave out Reece James.
Do you know why he has to take Walker as well? Because he can play that 3. Reece James is brilliant. He's got a bit of both. Can play.
Trippier can play in that 3 as well,
and he can play left back.
Yeah.
So it's so. And listen, I'm a massive fan of Trent, and I would take him, but I just don't think Gareth.
Would you take 4 fullbacks then? 4 right backs?
Yeah, and I know Trippier can do a job on the left hand side. It's tough. It is really really tough.
That. Okay.
Another one as well. I mean, I had Ollie Watkins on my list, right? In terms of maybe he wouldn't go. But I'm looking at Mason Greenwood, and I really like Mason Greenwood, right?
You can't take him out.
But Watkins has played for England and scored. So how do you leave him out? And he's had a good season, scored a lot of goals.
I know, but... Okay, answer me this. You got 20 minutes to go. You got both of them on the bench. Who are you bringing on for a late strike?
It's tough.
I think you're bringing on Greenwood, aren't you?
But then Watkins is maybe a bit more versatile, can play. But what I'm saying is he's already played for his country and scored.
So, yeah, no, I listen. I hear what you're saying.
Listen, for me, the easy option, Gareth, would be to leave out potentially Mason Greenwood, because you could say, he's young, his time will come.
Okay, talking of young and his time will come, we've both kept in Jude Bellingham.
He'd start for me. I would start him.
Would you?
Yeah, I would. I'd start him.
Alongside, I mean, where are you putting all these players?
Well, if he's going to go 3 in the middle,
right?
I don't really want
hold on. So he's playing 3 in the middle. You're not talking about the defenders. You're talking about 3 across.
If he goes like 3 in the middle, he sometimes I'd have Declan Rice obviously holding.
Right.
I'd have Jude Bellingham, who's the one who
This is presumably that Henderson's not fit.
If Henderson's not fit, yeah.
Okay.
And I'd have Mason Mount. But Jude Bellingham.
Okay. So then presumably you're playing Phil Foden.
Yeah, on the left.
Right. And then you're putting Kane up front.
Kane and Sancho on the right.
Oh my God, that looks amazing.
But
Foden,
Jude Bellingham,
Kane, Sancho, Bellingham, Mount and Rice.
Jude Bellingham has been brilliant.
Listen,
fear.
If we play that team, we've got every chance. He'll play 2 holders all the time. No, I know. He will.
But that's the thing about Jude Bellingham. I feel like he's got a little bit of both. Like he can sit back if you want him to, but he can drive forward. I've seen a lot of him.
That is such a wonderful, exciting team, isn't it? Bellingham, Mount, Rice, Foden, Kane, and Sancho.
Sancho's been brilliant as well, and there's a nice connection there. Him and Bellingham. Foden's got to start.
Yeah, Foden has to start.
Yeah.
I've said this many and many times that if Gareth Southgate doesn't start Phil Foden, I think he should be the second name on England's team sheet. Kane, if he's fit, obviously he is at the moment, and then Phil Foden. Do
you think Grealish will go 100%? Because listen,
I don't know. That's a great question.
For me, he has to go. Like Grealish has been that good,
and also he's not like another player. I know that sounds a bit weird.
I know what you're saying though. The way he just goes past people.
Yeah.
And I watched him he was brilliant against Tottenham for 70 minutes before he came off, and he was good against Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's got to go. But you listen to Gareth speak.
Then you can't start him anywhere.
You can't start him. You have to bring him off the bench.
Right. Okay.
Because I think Foden's had a better season than Grealish.
Yeah, he has. Go on,
and so's Mason Mount's had a better season than Grealish.
Yeah. That through ball at the weekend from Mount was fantastic, wasn't it?
But I just think,
Go on, you were saying you listened to Gareth Southgate speak about Grealish.
I would like to hear Gareth say Grealish, really compliment him, saying he's different to what we've got. He carries the ball really well. I like what but he doesn't really say that, does he? I always feel like he kind of says, well, we need to manage Jack with the injury, duty of care to the player. You start thinking, I remember he wasn't even going to put Jack in the very first squad. Someone got injured and then he put him in.
And I think a part of that reason was because the amount of pressure that we as football fans were putting on him.
He's got to go. He has got to go.
Yeah, but you know what happens with England squads? There's always one, maybe 2 names where you go, why has he left him out?
See, that might be Trent. And even
Can you imagine if he left Trent and Jack Grealish out?
Do you know what? I think they would. Listen, the Trent one's mad, but you've got Walker, who just won the Premier League, and you've got Reece James, who just won the Champions League, and Trippier, who's just won the La Liga. So you'd go, okay, Trent should be in it, but all right. But the Grealish one is. Whew. How
many left backs are you taking? Luke Shaw, is that it?
No, Ben Chilwell.
Where's Ben? Oh yeah, okay.
100%.
Yeah, so you don't need okay.
So
so that's sorted anyway. So it's not like you can pick 4 right backs knowing one of them's going to come for left back.
You are right there. There's going to be, and listen, they're all big names on this list, as you said there in this squad. But there's going to be 2 that you go, oof. Even if Henderson's not fit, Maguire, question marks about that.
Well, whether or not he'll be fit?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll definitely take him.
Even if he's not fit?
Do you think if Henderson's 50-50, he'll take him?
Yeah.
A lot of people do for what he gives that team.
Yeah, but listen, I would have
to... a waste of a place, isn't it?
That's my only point. You can't take them both.
We've seen it before, haven't we, with England players when they're not fit.
I don't think you can take them both. You can't take...
2 players that aren't fully fit. Well, it'll definitely take Harry Maguire.
Do you think? Even if he's not...
Yeah. He's got to.
Will he be back in time to play in these friendlies that they've got coming up?
I think so. You got Austria soon, haven't we?
So you got Austria.
That's Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then we've got Romania at the weekend. And then that's it.
He's got to play. So if he doesn't play in any of them games, you're still taking him? Maguire.
Well, we'll know before then, won't we? Because he would have named your squad. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he did take him and didn't play in either of those games.
So it's going to be whoever gets left out. It's going to be harsh.
Well, let's put it out there to you lot in Radio Land. Who are the 7 that miss out? And do you think that someone like Jack Grealish, do you think that Trent will miss out I mean, there's going to be a couple of names where tomorrow there's people phoning up screaming. Why is he not in the team? 08717 223334. You're listening to Drive on talkSPORT in association with Paddy Power.